Rotherham, Rochdale, Oxford. The trials of gangs of men who exploited young girls for sex have shocked society and shamed the authorities. But new research carried out for the charity Parents Against Child Sexual Exploitation and seen first by Channel 4 News reveals that all too often the parents of the victims say they're being wrongly blamed by police, social services and even other parents. 44% of professionals who work in this area said in most cases they thought the parents themselves were partly to blame. And more than 40% of parents surveyed also partly point the finger at the families of victims. In a moment, we take a look at how the exploitation of children online is being tackled. But first, our social affairs editor, Jackie Long, went to talk to one mother who considered hers a stable, loving family about the struggle to protect her daughter.
On a daily basis, we still told her we loved her and we will not stop fighting for you because they're not having you. And that's what we used to say, they are having you, they're not going to win.
Celia's battle was for her daughter's life, fighting a group of men she'd never met who'd groomed and sexually exploited her child from the age of 13. Her daughter Kitty was a good student who suddenly started playing truant from school. Picked up by police one night, she admitted she'd been for a drive with some young lads, given her first ever cigarette and a drink. Celia thought that was the end of it, but it was just the beginning.
All of a sudden, bang, that was it, totally out of control. And I just thought, I'm in a position here as a parent and I can't protect my own daughter. And I just thought, what's happening to her out there, you know, it just doesn't bear thinking about. I mean, like I said, she was coming home in such a state with bites on her and marks on her, and it was just horrific. Because she was just this sweet little innocent girl that I remember, you know, all with, you know, girly things and boy bands and things, well, that all changed.
Celia says she constantly questioned why her daughter kept going back to the men, until Kitty made it brutally clear.
Her dad was trying to get her to stay in the house, and he was crying, she was crying, because she was trying to break away from him, and he's grabbing hold of her hand saying, please, just stay at home, we'll protect you, we'll do anything you want. And she's going, you don't understand. And so he says, just tell me where you're going. And she just said, you don't understand, if I don't go, they're going to gang rape Mum, and they're going to do it in front of you and my brother. And that was the most horrendous part of it. And looking at her dad's face, thinking he can't protect, you know, his own daughter.
It was clear, says Celia, that they were powerless. Everything seemed stacked against them.
We'd try locking her in the house, and then we got into trouble for that. We was told we're not allowed to lock them in the house because it's false imprisonment. You can't keep them trapped in the house, you know. So
even though you were worried, quite rightly, about where she was going and what was happening to her.
Exactly.
The charity which commissioned the survey says it's clear parents are too often blamed for their own child's exploitation, instead of being seen as a crucial part of the fight against it.
There is still within society a feeling that the parents must have done something wrong. Parents have been excluded from the child sexual exploitation prevention strategies so far. There is always passing mention of them, but quite often it's just lip service. If you really look at where the money's going, how are parents involved, are they integrated into school education, they're just not there. It is a black hole at the moment that needs to be filled.
Celia says when she constantly called on the police and social services for help, too often their focus was on her.
Why do you think they blamed you? What made you think that?
It's just the things that they'd say, like, we'll make sure she stops in. Have you tried being more family focused and going to the cinema of an evening, taking her with you? I'm going, I'm sorry, but we're very family orientated. If you contact the police force on a regular basis, on a daily basis, sometimes 4 or 5 times a night, you expect to be listened to, and they just seemed to brush over it and didn't act on the information that I was giving them. And maybe they thought, you know, it'll go away, because once got told, don't worry, when she gets to 16, they won't want her. She'll be too old.
In the end, Celia's daughter did escape, but only after falling pregnant by one of her abusers. Her child is a source of joy for all the families, says Celia, each in their own way, victims of this terrible crime.